According to Aristotle, ethos, pathos, and logos are the critical building blocks that we have whenever we're trying to make a persuasive message. So, what are they, and how can we use them to enhance our messages? Let's start with logos. Logos is mostly associated with logic or our appeals to logic and reasoning. When we're developing our logos, we are trying to show our audience the logic and the soundness of the argument that we are making. So when we use statistics or historical data or quotes from experts, all of these things are helping us appeal to reasoning because they're helping us develop our argument for our audience. Especially when we present a well organized speech with all of our evidence, explain our evidence well, explain how our evidence relates to our audience. All of that is helping us develop our logos. The next piece is pathos. The most basic understanding of pathos is that it's about emotion, that we are appealing to our audience's emotion. But the definition goes a little bit further than that and says it's about placing our audience in the right frame of mind for them to accept our message or to act upon our message. So things like humor can be pathos because they might make a situation or an intense topic a little bit more lighthearted and thus make it easier for the audience to follow along. Other ways we can develop our pathos is by telling gripping stories where we're trying to paint a mental image for our audience that puts them in a particular mood where they're going to think about the topic in a certain way. We also might use vivid language, again, thinking about the imagery of painting a picture for our audience, getting them to feel that they are in a particular situation, and that helps build out the emotional appeal of our speech. Our third ingredient is ethos, and ethos is all about showing our audience our character and our credibility, showing them why they can trust us and why they can trust the information that we are sharing to them based off our authority or our expertise. Now, ethos is one of the more complicated of the three, and so I'll have an entire video dedicated just to ethos. But generally speaking, ethos is about showing our audience our authority, our character, and why we should be trusted on the topic. And so a lot of times this is sharing our personal experience with the topic, showing our expertise, showing our ability to work through the pieces of information about our topic in a credible way. The key point is that ethos is about showing, not telling. And so just having the credentials, just being the expert on the topic is not enough to develop ethos. You need to be actively showing your audience your expertise through what you do in your speech. And so there you have it, the three pieces or three ingredients that Aristotle believed would help us be more persuasive advocates. The key here, though, is that we need to have balance. Aristotle believed that we shouldn't just rely on one of the three, but that we should be developing each of them in our speech, showing our appeals to reasoning, having our appeals to emotion, and showing our character credibility on the topic. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.